HBA team, what's up? Drinking the Kool-Aid. What's inside? I don't know, it's a surprise. So I want to share with you an important lesson that I'm going to share these with you on a weekly basis to keep the fire stoked. So a quick story about how I went from 16-hour days to 16-hour weeks, and one of the most important lessons to keep you on track with everything you're doing in HBA, okay? So as most of you know, I started off as a trainer and nutritionist way back in the day, working one-on-one in person for a long time, up to 16 hours per day, like 6 in the morning till whatever, 10 at night. Like it was ridiculous. And I did that for 7 years. And I got to a point where I knew that like I couldn't keep doing that. And at one point I made a pivotal decision to say, you know what, screw this. I'm going to build my dream, which at the time was to build an online business, which is what you guys are doing, but you're a lot smarter than I am because you guys are here and I didn't have anything like this at the time. So I made the decision to come online. Now, here's the challenge is that there's two things that we have to look at when we are making decisions. There's sunk cost and opportunity cost. And the sunk cost is the amount of time, energy, and money we've invested into something that often holds us back and stuck on that thing. So in my mind, I had invested all this time to build up my clientele. I had this safe job, all of that stuff, right? So for you, that might look like you set up a clinic, you've invested all this money in the clinic, equipment, overhead, team, all that stuff, right? And this is like the anchor, the anvil that holds you back in a lot of cases. So sunk costs can really hold us back from moving forward because we're like, well, I've already invested all this time and stuff here. I might as well just keep doing it. And in some cases that might help, right? In other cases, not so much. So the other side of the equation is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is what you miss out on if you choose the sunk cost path. So in my decision back in 2005 was I can keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm going to miss out on the dream that I want, the dream of the life that I have now, right? Like the wealth, the travel, the impact, working with you guys, doing love I absolutely love. I would have missed out on all of that had I stuck with the sunk cost. And so the opportunity cost, in order for us to keep going, it's really important to constantly remind yourself of the opportunity cost of not continuing to do the thing you know you need to do. So at the time, the sunk cost decision would have been stick with the training, stick with clients in person. It's safe, even though I'm nowhere near the life I want to live. I'm burnt out. It's one-on-one, whatever. So the opportunity cost, had I left that, would have been the income I would have had from my clients, even though it was minimal, it was stable, whatever. But I knew that the opportunity cost of leaving that was minimal compared to the opportunity cost up here, the opportunity of building my dream. And so that's why I made the decision to start putting time and making time to build what I eventually built online. So I share that with you because this is something I want you to remind yourselves of. It doesn't matter where you are on the HBA journey. It doesn't matter how much you've made or how much you've not made or whatever it is. You always have to think about why you started this in the first place, right? And it's as we've told you, it's not easy, but I promise you my journey wasn't easy either. Probably harder than many of you guys. Like I went through, I'm not saying like, I'm a special snowflake. We've all been through our own journeys. And the beautiful thing about this is that, was it easy? No way. Like it was hard as hell, but was it worth it? Man, if I could add enough zeros to the end of one, like I can't even say 100%, like it's like 1 billion% yes. And the reason I say that is because number one, I do work that I absolutely love. Theoretically, I could work less than 16 hours a week. Like that's pretty much, if I work, my hour, like I could do nothing if I wanted to. And nothing would change. But I love where I work and I continue to work and I love showing up for you guys and building our team and doing all this amazing stuff. And I love it. It's very different than what I was doing back in the day, working with clients to the point of burnout. So if you're in a situation now where you're straddling and I've spoken with a number of you guys about this, you're straddling the clinic and building HBA, Nothing is ever going to change for your future unless you make the commitment to build the dream. Because yeah, like you can continually get swept up in the current of the clinic. Like people come in, it never ends. It never ends. It's like a conveyor belt, right? It never ends. And if you don't make the decision at some point to say, I need to make time to build the future, to build the dream, it's going to be very hard to get there. So let's just use the example of some of our clients here. Clinic, right? In practice, in-person practice, things are decent, right? You've got clients coming in, you've got money coming in, you've got all these years of experience behind you. There's a huge sunk cost there. So the opportunity cost, let's just say you close that tomorrow, which I don't recommend you do, but let's just say you did. The opportunity cost of doing that is that you lose all that income, right? You lose what you've built. But here's the thing you have to remember, is that the opportunity for what you're doing in HBA is 100 times minimum greater than anything you can ever do in person. And the reason for that is because in person, you will always be capped by a capacity ceiling, right? So if we look at some of what our clients have done, right? Like I'll use an example of our unicorn client, Ryan Cole, chiropractic clinic. He was 6 people on his team, near bankruptcy at the end of 2019. In less than a year, they almost do $20 million with their online business through HBA and the luminaries. And I'm not saying you're going to get those types of results, but I'm showing you there's no ceiling with what you guys are doing. And you can build the business to whatever level you want it to. And it's not just about the money. It's about the life you want to create, the freedom, the time with your family, the things to enjoy, all that kind of stuff. And sadly, you know this, guys. You know you cannot create that by working in a clinic 24 hours a day. You take a week off, things fall apart, right? Your patients don't get help, you don't get paid. So the sunk cost, sometimes you just got to say, you know what? It's all good, right? It was there for a season of my life. Now I'm ready for the next thing. And the cool thing is that it's not really a true sunk cost, because the true sunk cost is all the time you've spent in school, the money you've invested in your education, and that doesn't go away because you take that with you even as you're doing this online stuff. So the focus this month is obviously the 20K challenge. And I want you to think about 20K as not the ceiling. Like it's going to be the next floor. Because what's possible here is that you can create as much or as little as you want. And the only thing that's ever going to hold you back is your mindset, right? That's why I recommend listening to Mind Floss as much as you have to really just continue like drinking the Kool-Aid. Because I'm telling you guys, it is so, so worth it. And anytime you are at a crossroads for like, man, like, should I be pivoting? Should I be doing something else? I'll tell you this, the most successful people, and you guys, if you know this, if you've listened to Mind Floss, the most successful people in this world, it's not easy. They didn't have it easy. It's not supposed to be easy, but they kept pivoting. They kept making small adjustments and they just kept going. I use the example of Ty Cobb, right? Statistically the most successful baseball player of all time, batting average of .3662, which means he struck out 65% of the time. I think the math is right there. Yeah. So he didn't even hit the ball 65% of the time. And when he did hit the ball, they weren't all home runs. I love tennis, as you guys know. So the 3 best tennis players in history who are currently still playing, Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer. The percent of points they win on average over their career is 55 points in a match. That means they lose 45% of the points in every match they play on average. So what does that mean? It means that to be the best in the world, you're not expecting to hit home runs every single time you step up to the plate. You're not expecting to win every single match. You're not even expected to blow out the opponents every time. You just have to be a little bit better. And the way we do that is by continually making small adjustments, little pivots here and there. And sometimes, I've spoken with a few of you guys, that means, changing your perfect clients. If you had 50 calls and everyone said no because they're just not the right person, that doesn't mean it's a failure. It means it's a lesson. It's giving you clarity. It's giving you an opportunity to say like, cool, I explored that. Probably not the best perfect client for me, but I think now I have more clarity to go to this direction. You've tested audiences on Facebook. Some of them didn't work. That's amazing, right? Cool. You've got clarity now to have a better decision-making process for what might work. And so I share this with you guys because I feel like I just said that sentence several times. I share that with you guys because like basically what I'm trying to get at here is it is 1000% worth it. 1000%. And as I've mentioned before, you guys are easily 5 years ahead of where I was when I started. Okay. So if I went through 3 years of poverty line income to get where I am today, and not that I'm finished, like I'm only just starting. You guys are so far ahead. No matter how far you feel you are behind, you are farther ahead than I ever was. Okay, so if I can do this, you can too. I didn't start off with knowing what I know now. Every master was once a disaster. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration, helping you understand there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But the thing is, we never reach the end of the tunnel, right? There's no finish line. This is a game you have to enjoy playing because the game never ends. And if you enjoy the process, if you enjoy the struggles, if you enjoy the challenges, and if you see every little hiccup as an opportunity to get better, it's just a lot of fun. So hope you guys have an amazing Saturday. Remember to report your numbers today. Saturday is reporting day. So yeah, head down, focus, and keep going. 100% in it to win it. Totally, guys. Absolutely. I'd love for you guys in the comments to just write whatever you want, right? Write whatever you want and just kind of, recommit yourself or further commit yourself or whatever it is to the process. Because I call it, again, delusional optimism. Like you have to be delusional to do this stuff. Like it's so easy to give up. It's so much easier to stop. So I want to commend you guys for being here, for staying on the horse. And yeah, I promise you guys, again, it's not that it's going to be worth it when you get there. This whole journey is worth it. Okay. So there's no like magical finish line. There'll be moments where you're like, man, like this is good. This is good. Right. And you're going to have those moments where you're laying on the beach, hanging out, doing what it is that's important to you. And it's all worth it. I promise you guys, it's all worth it. But remember, anything great is usually not easy. And that's why you guys are here, right? To grow, to get better. So anyways, I'm going to stop talking. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and look forward to seeing you guys crushing July. So keep at it, guys. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.